I'm ready. I'm streaming. Welcome back to Sunday Night D&D.
Woohoo! She actually did the intro where we could hear it.
Yes, I did. You guys complained last
Yay!
We're a part of the intro.
time. And everybody's got new haircuts.
Everybody's got new haircuts. Yes, mine
Everybody
is a
don't.
little uneven because it was Chris's first time ever doing a hawk.
I don't.
But
Well, you're not on
it'll grow
camera,
in.
so we wouldn't know anyway.
Oh. Well,
You should. Yeah, I have the camera, and this side over here is the uneven side. So I have the camera. I kind of did it
You
on
got
purpose.
it on your good side.
Yep. But Chris's, because I did it and I'm awesome, is longer and spikeable.
I saw that was cool.
So
why did I just hear Zelda?
Oh, it's Devin's ringtone on his phone. All right,
I
DM,
do
can we-
apologize. I am going to be eating while I do this because we are night people and we didn't get up until 6 p.m.
Sorry,
You also
DM.
forgot what day it was.
What? I thought
we
when you
get
said you've been
a-
up since 6 was you got up at 6 a.m.
No. We got up at 6 p.m. because I didn't get to sleep until like 10 a.m.
Jesus.
All right,
I
what's
had
that?
already
I've
been at
done
work
that
for like 4
before.
hours at 10 a.m.
Well, that's kind of how we live because Chris works overnights.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, unless I have to do outdoor chores, but I don't even start those until 3 p.m. because if you mow the lawn in the morning, you'll burn your grass.
Yeah, same with watering.
Yep. So you want to do it somewhere around the 3-4 p.m.
Wait, why will you burn your grass in the
What's
morning?
this about burning your grass?
I know about the mowing, the watering, not watering your lawn in the morning, but I never heard of the not mowing. Because Devin's
Well,
dad
it
mows
depends.
all day.
It depends. Do you capture your grass in a bag like behind the mower, or does it just spit it out?
You spit it out.
Now, what happens there is the dead grass that you're spitting out is actually acting like a blanket over the grass is on your lawn that you haven't cut. So when the sun it'll go through that. It acts just like a cloud. The sun's heat will go through that into the grass you want to keep, the short grass, but it doesn't exit again because it has that blanket over it. And it can actually turn your grass brown.
Dev, does your dad collect
So it's like
grass?
global warming.
Yeah.
Does your dad collect grass? I can't talk. When he mows for his business, does he collect grass? Yeah.
That's why we mow in the pattern that we do.
What he's talking about is his clippings are small enough to where they're getting kind of when you go over it, you're kind of going over it again and clipping the clippings.
Mulching.
Yeah, you're mulching kind of. But when you have fields the size that I do, you need a sweeper. So I have a sweeper that we just got because the other one died in a fire before we moved in. So I actually sweep. Believe it or not, I sweep my lawn.
Like with a broom.
No, it's a pull behind the tractor that has brushes that rotate, and it pushes the grass up into a sweeper. Most people would have, one of those boxes on the back of their tractor that captures the grass, or a push mower with a bag, and that will also keep your grass nice and green. The other reason that people capture it is so that you don't see the shavings everywhere. And, when you're out there walking in bare feet, like when you have a pool, you end up with shavings all over your feet. That's,
All right.
Same thing with your flowers. Water your flowers.
Welcome to Sunday Lawn Care.
Sunday and D Lawn Care. Well, we are still in Wilsaken, and this is a farming community. So this is important stuff.
I was like, can we get a recap? Because I'm drawing a blank.
We fucked up everything.
This was definitely my fault. My character definitely was really interested in what some.
Then I need to just
Stop,
thinking.
Victor, Jesus.
Gnomish lawn care.
1092 is just like, isn't it grass?
Anyway,
surely you'd
does-
be really interested in this.
doesn't
sort of-
it
before we get to the
doesn't
usual
it take care of
Recal's
itself?
recap, I do want to apologize. I was saying earlier, the reason that I was saying that I got up at 6 p.m. was to apologize for the fact that during this I am going to be eating because it's dinner time, and I just cooked my.
And then somehow it either evolved or de-evolved to lawn care.
Evolved. Lawn care is never devolved.
Oh, you want to see my new buddy?
Aww! Is that
I got
Chewy?
Chewy!
Oh, I thought she was about to bring a cat onto
I
the
want
screen.
one.
He's my
No,
Chewbacca.
she's advertising her business.
Oh, come on, I gotta
D&D
plug
on
it in my
on
Twitch account
on
sometime.
D&D.
I got Yoda coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, here you go.
Sensi.
Yeah, I can't afford
Shame-
that. Sensi
shameless
is for rich
plugging.
people.
Yep, always shameless plug-in. My dad asked me to clean his camper today for him so he could sell it, and I actually stuck Sensi scent circles all through it and left my business card in the bathroom.
He's selling his camper
Hmm.
for how much?
I don't know. My uncle's buying it from him because
Tony,
Son of a
he's
bitch.
moving.
But
Tony.
anyways, back on
Sorry.
track. We were in Wilsaken and we were looking to do a recap. Do you want me
We
to
were
take
about
care
to go
Yeah,
kill pirates.
The weekly Recalo recap.
Go ahead,
This is your
Riccardo.
anchor, Anthony Hatch, also your DM. We're going to send it over to Recalo for his weekly recap.
Over to
Riccardo?
you, Riccardo.
Boo!
So last week, basically,
Hits.
we busted into a underground science experiment thing and fucked shit up by
yeah.
accidentally releasing a
Almost
bunch
murdered a
of-
town.
We accidentally released these mutated things that the gnomes
Org.
had created and then locked up, which unfortunately attacked a nearby town, and then we got punished by basically getting told we have to pay a bunch of money back. So we are now going out and looking for pirates to
And it's gonna
collect
take
the
us our
bounty on.
entire lives to pay this back. Oh yeah, that's right. Dane wasn't here for any. I mean, sorry.
What are you
Or
talking
did.
about?
Yeah,
can easily
Ornan,
clear this in a-
we totally didn't screw up a village and stuff, and we also didn't totally almost accidentally release the apocalypse.
If Dane were here, he never
Apocalypse.
would have let us do this.
No more.
Are you kidding? He would have dived down the hole head first.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, if Dane was here, he would have jumped down the hole, and then possibly told me not to press any buttons and then press one himself. But Ornan, I have no idea.
Or
Might
he's
have
more
pressed
of
the
a
button.
follower than a leader, so he would have done whatever we did.
But in any case, we are currently floating along a river headed to the east towards a lake to try to locate some pirates that have a bounty on them.
And we
Are
have
we?
a small pontoon that has cannons.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
uh,
one
which,
on each side.
which has been described as a party boat.
Yeah, you're basically
I
on
think
a
he said
small
party barge.
double-decker barge.
Yep. So,
Slide not included.
Oh, so how much did we have in the group treasury?
Not like 120.
Well, yeah, but-
yeah,
Well,
John.
I
did you
wasn't.
keep track?
I neglected to get a hold of John during the week because it was a heavy outdoor chore week. So I wasn't near any computer to do so. So if
We can ask him today.
yeah,
Is he here?
he's not back yet.
He's not
Oh, so he missed all that.
I thought he was here.
well.
And he was just eating. But then
No, he
again,
said he had to go take a do a birthday. A birthday? A
Pizza.
phone call.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, must have
The
been
phone
when my mic wasn't on.
yeah.
Well, then he totally doesn't need to know about the possible apocalypse we may or may not have accidentally started.
We didn't start an apocalypse.
How do you know? Those tunnels go a long way
We
away.
cleansed it. No, they
Yeah,
don't.
but how much got out of it?
If we didn't see it, we didn't.
There was
it
only
didn't
one
happen.
exit.
Not. They said tunnels went all the
No,
way down
There
to
were
like.
more tunnels.
Yeah. No, they said there was the one big tunnel that went down to Wilsaken, and they killed all of them.
Yes, but they also mentioned that there were more tunnels that spread spread all the way to the city of unknown, the unnamed city.
Well,
City of
right,
No Name.
and they of course cannot handle themselves at all in a fight.
Yeah, but the question is, how many exits are from Wilsaken to the City of No Name? Did we just accidentally release the Borg into the wild so they can assimilate wildlife and accidentally cause a whole giant,
Don't give the
post-apocalyptic?
DM ideas.
Oh, he already probably had them.
Well, doesn't bear repeating then. If he has them, he has them. Don't.
Borg apocalypse.
That's what the real
Borg,
war is. That's who the enemy actually is, the Borg.
I know, but does anybody know how wide the river is?
Miles and miles. A mile? 1 mile?
A mile. Yep.
And I thought you said it was a mile deep, not wide,
No,
but
it's a mile
Nope,
wide.
wide.
and it's very deep.
It's it's hundreds of feet deep, but it's a mile wide.
I'm not being used as an anchor.
Are you sure?
Not
You have
purposely.
plenty of rope on board or plenty of chain to anchor the boat should you need to stop.
I mean, probably we'd have to tie it to the shore anyway, right?
Now, the river does flow. It does have a current. In the valley here, the current is not very strong, but there is a current. So even if you don't use the wheels, you will drift, however, very slowly in the direction that you're going, which is toward the lake, which is called Lake Fire.
Lake Fire.
Now, the question is, what is everybody doing? You basically, you have this time to yourselves.
Uh,
Are we not? I presume some of us are on the lookout for pirates.
I have
Yeah.
elf eyes. I'll be on the lookout.
I mean, several of us have elf eyes. We
I
have
have
at
my
least 6 between us.
I don't.
better. I eat
Yeah,
more
that's why
carrots.
several.
Mine are better.
I'm sitting near the front, and
Are you sure the druid doesn't eat more carrots?
I'm reading. I'm studying the sketch that I took of the globe, or back underground. I'm studying the sketch that I took. Sitting at the front of the barge.
Who's steering?
That's a good question.
I'll probably be the one kind of at the thing, the helm. Whatever, how big of a helm this thing has. Oh wait, no, this thing doesn't have a helm. It has just the 2 little sticks. It's tank driving, so it can be kind of locked in.
Yeah. Full
So
speed down there.
So no one really has to be at the helm, but better to have
Fine.
someone near the helm, anyways.
Right.
I mean, we probably want to stay near the middle. Or
Does
do we want
anybody
to
want to
stay by one of
spend
the banks?
$450 on me?
I don't have that much.
Oh.
Wait, what?
What are you
He's
buying?
trying to
or
purchase
wanting to
something.
It was
buy?
a joke. There are some things that I'd like to have, D&D wise, some things I'd like to be able to look up. But even though I paid for the source book bundle and I have a subscription, I don't have the adventure bundle. And a lot of classes and monsters and unique things like that are specific to certain adventures that you can then integrate into your adventure, and I don't have those books.
He wants to kill us.
Unfortunately, the $688 legendary bundle, where I already have half of it, is $458.30. And I just bought a little giant ladder, so that was
Little
$200.
giant ladder.
But I gotta decorate for Christmas in August, so I'm not fucking doing it in the wintertime. So Ricalo is Zyra is basically playing lookout. Ricalo is studying. 1092, what is you doing?
I'm just kind of having. I'm just on a look. I'm kind of just looking around, keeping an eye out, but I'm also near the controls.
I was gonna say, so far nobody said whether or not they were driving.
Who's driving this tub?
I kind of am, but but he said last time it kind of, since it's tank driving kind of style, you can
Fine,
lock
I'll
it in.
drive.
So
Well, no, it's both.
oh,
You have a rudder wheel, but you can also use the forward and backward controls on the water wheels.
oh well,
The rudder wheel is specifically there for minor, turns and
adjustment.
adjustments.
So just normally heading down the river.
Right.
Then I
If you
guess
find yourself floating and you suddenly go this way, and you need to go straight, you use the rudder board. It's just a rudder.
that I'm at the rudder, or the helm.
For big turns or for big maneuvers, you use the water wheels.
Then I will be sitting at the helm, kind of keeping an eye out as well.
There is no sitting. You're standing at the helm.
Okay, well I am standing at the helm.
Well, I mean, it's just it's a nitpicky detail, I guess, but at the same
I
time,
wasn't
it's not.
technically sitting. I'm just like, go sit over there, except I'm standing. You know what that kind of.
Yeah. So that leaves Victor. What are you on about? Actually, that's not the correct way to use that term. But what are you doing?
Being
I'm
Victor.
gonna try and I'm gonna cast. Well, I want to see if there are any animals around, and then use this cast the ritual. Speak with animals and see if they can tell me anything about pirates nearby, or humans, or
You're in the middle
beings.
of a mile-wide river. The animals that you're going to see around you are probably going to be mostly birds,
And fish.
and they're going to stay away from the boat.
Hmm.
The edge of the river on either side is too far away for any four-legged.
Four-legged.
And if you want to talk to a fish, you'd have to get in the lake or in the water.
I'll
Right, I'm
push
gonna
you.
pass
Don't
on that
worry.
one. Thanks.
You're welcome. Or we could push Ricalo in. That would be funny too.
Yeah, no.
I'd be there for that.
And Orden, I'm just going to say, is also doing something along the lines of looking around.
Following Grandius over here.
Or he's at the front of the boat going, I'm the king of the world! Who knows?
And we don't know what Grandius is doing.
He's in whatever
Grandius
passes as a
is-
cabin.
Yeah, Grandius is doing something prayer-ish.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be under the weather.
I mean, he kind of is, but still.
I know. That's the...
I know. I get it.
Well, if you're up on the top deck, everybody's under the weather.
Horrible.
All right, all votes push the DM off the boat. Say hi.
So, wow. Normally there's like an hour of RP here, and everybody's just staring at their screens.
I'm watching
I mean,
the cat.
Did
Well, we described what we were doing. What
which
is
which is
happening
kind of
now.
floating down a river. There's not
You're
much to
floating
do.
down a river.
Right. So
And
I don't know if there's a whole lot to do while there's not things
a
around us.
a description of what's going on around us, what's happening,
Well, it's a nice day.
what can we interact with?
Each
What-
other.
Are there any glowing buttons on the river?
Oh no, no,
Oh, buttons!
no.
See,
Hey,
so
yeah,
part
so we
of
can
the
interact
part
with
of the here's the thing though. Part of a role playing game is to role play. The DM is actually supposed to be the person who talks the least. Believe it or not.
But
so-
we're just silently sitting on a boat going down the river looking for pirates. I'm not sure
Well,
what's going on.
If that's what you guys are doing, that's fine. I mean, I got descriptions of what each person is doing individually, but what I was saying is before we move on to the next step, is there any interactions that you guys want to, play out? Is there any, you
No,
guys
we're
have been
looking
together a
pirates.
while. And you're
The
still
only thing I
Yeah,
want to do is
think about it, yeah.
possibly put. The only thing I want to do is possibly push Ricardo in the water. But wait.
That's playful bullshit. What I'm talking about is, well, let me put it another way. You guys have been through hell and back again. You've been through fights that you've had to run away from. You've been through fights where people have fallen and gotten back up. You've had people do smart things. You've had people do stupid things.
Why are you all looking at me?
In a sense, you guys should be at least friends.
We're all just enjoying a
But
quiet
with the exception,
moment.
with the exception of a few times, you don't act like it. You act like colleagues who only interact in time of battle or when there's something specific to do. Which we all know, sitting around the fire at Zyra and Ricalo's house, we don't just quietly sit there and wait for somebody to say, "Oh, there's an orc in the woods." You know
Well, if
what I
that were
mean?
the case, everyone
I'm
would
not
grab the
trying
sword.
to force role play. I'm just saying your characters are, and if this is the way your characters are, that's perfectly fine. I'm just trying to find out whether or not you guys give a shit about each other, whether you're interested in each other's lives or stories. And I don't mean you, I mean your characters. Because you don't interact unless, well, to be honest, the only time that 1092 interacts with anybody is when it's silly. Which is fine. That's perfectly fine. What you guys are doing is not against the rules. I'm just trying to figure out is, so for me, moving on, I have these parts in the story that says they interact. And meaning with each other.
Yep.
Which is me sitting back preparing for the next scene while you guys interact. If that's not going to happen with this group, again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's perfectly fine. But if that's going to be I just kind of need to know that so that I don't write in those they interact.
I would say that right now we are doing our own thing. We are sitting on a boat. We are on the lookout for people that could possibly be ready to ambush us.
My character personally, it even says in my bio that I am a very secluded, withdrawn person, and I don't interact with other people much because I spent the last several years out in the woods by myself, so I tend to stay away from people anyway.
Right. The only thing that I could say about that,
That you've been stuck with us for a while.
no. And it
That's
really
why
hasn't
when I
been a
do
lot of.
when I do
It
interact
really
with
hasn't been a lot of time overall. I mean, it's been months. You guys have been together for almost a year now. Travel time alone, in just travel time, if you remember,
Yep.
a lot of what you were doing at first was walking.
Yep.
So, but a year isn't that long. It's been a while for day by day, but a year really isn't that long. My only point is that people change. And again, it takes a while for people to change. So your character may still be secluded. That's perfectly fine.
And
But
that's
as Ricala was
why-
saying, right now everybody is just kind of doing their own thing, which means I can move on. I just wanted to know if you guys wanted to do anything where I've written that just one sentence, they interact. If that's a no, then we move on to the perception check.
No.
I had something actually. While
Okay.
we've been... So hey guys, have we like celebrated anyone's birthdays? Like presumably it's been almost a year.
I don't know mine.
Presumably one of them. That's a fair point.
I don't think I.
Do you want to choose one?
I don't think I gave myself a birthday.
I don't think that's
I mean, I
something
haven't
most
chosen
people
one
even
either,
think
but
about.
I think
I
it's
don't
worth.
think that's something they think about in D&D.
With as long as particularly elves live, we don't typically celebrate a birthday.
The only person here that I can't speak for Ornan because I have no idea, but the only person who might actually celebrate it is Grondius.
Well, Victor might.
He's elf.
Ornan May.
50-50. You know,
I have no idea if elves celebrate birthdays, and I have
How
no
old
idea.
are you, Victor? Do you want to tell us how many hundred years old you are?
dude, I'm like 30.
I'm
Still a baby
100
in
and
elf years.
I'm 171.
Not half elf.
Did I
True,
put
not
an
half
age?
elves.
I don't think I put an age in mine. I thought what?
Ricalo
is-
is 171.
I
Mine is
gave-
Are
still
you
to be
a full elf, Zyra,
determined.
or a half elf?
I'm a full elf. I'm 111.
Okay, so you live in my world. Elves are immortal, and the books that says they live to about anywhere between 700 and 900 years.
I'm
You
111.
mature at about 120.
Okay, I'm 111. I'm just below maturity then.
Okay, that makes sense. You being still just below maturity, would mean that seclusion is still your thing, because technically you're not an adult yet. Although you may have adult features and be able to reproduce, you're not an adult up here. These feckers are. So you're kind of the kid of the group.
Jesus.
You're the
Ricalo's
one
an
crusher.
old man.
Don't
Hey,
ask me.
For what
Don't
He's
the
like
ask
in
fuck-
his
me what.
30s.
For what
Don't
the fuck
ask
the
me what the
oldest?
age is, though.
Yeah, Ricalo is, just, what'd you say? 100 and what?
171.
171. So you're in your young adult stage.
Yep.
It's like in real life.
In elf years.
But hang on. You know how old you are, which means you're keeping track. Which means that you have a birthday.
Yeah, I just don't celebrate it anymore after 100 plus quote unquote birthdays. It gets repetitive.
Boring.
Point.
To elves, a year is as a day.
And I'm clueless.
Yeah, you know for a fact that you don't know.
I have no fucking idea.
You
Also,
could
to
be
be-
hundreds of years old. You could be a millennia old. You don't know. You know that you have seen a warforged like yourself in a book.
Well, we are
Beat
eventually
by a
going.
dragon.
We are eventually going to the city of no name. Maybe I can get that answer finally.
That is very possible. But since everybody is doing their own thing, and again, I want to stress that's perfectly fine. I'm not trying to force you guys into role playing. I just want to give you the opportunity. But since everybody's kind of doing their own thing, I need Zyra and 1092, since you guys were specifically on the top deck looking around.
No, I'm at the controls looking around.
Well, yes, but I mean, I'm giving you the opportunity to roll because you're at the controls, which means you have to be paying attention. Or, okay, let me put it this way: are you paying attention, or are
Yes,
you just
I am
working
paying-
the controls?
No, I am working the controls and paying attention, looking around because
Okay.
probably doesn't need that many inputs on River.
Perception.
So, perception for Zyra and 1092.
Oh yeah.
All right. Zyra, while you're looking around, on the far side of the river, that is the Elven side, not the Wilsaken side, you see it's faint, but you see several wisps of smoke coming from the ground. As if from either outdoor baking ovens or chimneys. You're not sure. They're not big puffs like would come from a factory chimney. They're small.
Are we on the lookout for civilization?
They might have a camp. We're looking for a camp too.
There is no city on the river.
Okay, I'm pointing it out to everybody then. You guys, look over there. Stuff and things.
Wow, that's descriptive.
I see smoke.
Yeah, it sounds like a teenager.
Where's my dice? There we are. Four. Okay. There are 4 items that you guys have been given. You have been given a compass. You have been given, thankfully there's a 17, so you have a looking glass. The 1,000 gold looking glass. It's in the book for 1,000 gold, but I rolled a 17. You have been given one of those map things. I forget what they're called. I think it's also
A compass. Yeah, it's another kind of compass.
You've been given one of those for your map table, and there is a map table with a map on the lower deck. And you have been given a shouting horn.
Shouting horn.
A bullhorn?
Yeah, that was the 11.
Part of me wants to try and hail them, but I'm not going to.
On screen. I mean,
Oh, trust me, I almost gave you Gnomish push button technology, but that would be a bad idea.
what? What do you mean?
You think?
What do you
We
mean?
would have had to hog tie you.
But
Bad enough to put you at the helm. I'm surprised you're not just doing this.
I'm fascinated with boats.
Oh yeah, that's right. You wanted to raise that one from the bottom.
Yeah, I
of the
wanted to
frickin'
raise that damn boat, but no one was with me.
Too much
But
work.
So,
all right.
how are people reacting?
I'm interested in
I'm
the
gonna,
smoke.
I'm gonna try bringing the ship in a little closer.
Hang on. Maybe we should have a look through the looking glass, wherever the heck. No, not the looking glass.
But this is not
Why would we have a looking
Wonderland.
glass on the... Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna go check out the mirror that we apparently have in the boat.
Yes.
What- The
That's
spy
not-
glass.
The
I'm
spy
gonna grab the
glass.
spy
That's
glass.
what it's called.
All right, so he's gonna look through the spyglass, and I was thinking of possibly bringing the boat a little closer.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to go like
Yep. 1,000 fucking gold. Anyway, you
How
guys
is
just landed
that so
out of the boat.
much? How is it so much for a looking glass?
Lenses. You're talking about lenses in medieval times.
Oh yeah,
That's not easy.
right.
also spyglass, not looking glass.
Yes, spyglass.
Also, but mirrors
A
could be
looking
pretty
glass is a
expensive as
mirror.
well. I mean, I bet a
That would
mirror
have been
be
a
very
roll
expensive.
of like a 9 or something, and I would have given you a mirror.
They gave us a mirror for light communications, the flashes back and forth. That's how we have to communicate now.
Well, but
guys,
surely like a nice
if I
mirror
had
would be very
rolled-
expensive.
a 19 or a 20, you guys would have gotten a focused lantern with a
Flap.
Clicky thing.
flap.
We could do like Morse code.
Do any of us know Morse code?
I don't.
Well, you would have gotten instructions.
Oh,
You've learned how to use all this. You know how to use the compass now, both kinds. You know how to use the bullhorn, although that's kind of easy, and you know how to use proper the looking glass.
I can
You
seriously
were
already
trained
see
in how to run everything
1092.
on the boat.
I'm envisioning 1092 picking up the blowhorn and kind of looking at it oddly, like, huh, and then just like kind of sticking it on his head, like, not a clue what to do with it.
How much do
Hey.
instruments go
Now
for
he's
in
the
your
Tin
world?
Man. That's kind of funny.
Oh, if I
So
only
looking
had a
through
brain.
the spyglass, do me a favor and make a perception check with advantage.
Who?
And
Me.
I have my own plus that I'm adding to it that I'm not
I
going to tell you.
believe that was Victor who was doing that one because
Victor
he
said he was doing it, yes.
Victor?
Okay. Okay, so that turns into a 17. So your looking glass is going to give you a +3. Whoever uses it, and it's going to give you advantage. That's what
Cool.
that 1,000 gives you.
Nice.
Nice. So wait,
Um,
do we get to keep this, or
I
is it
think
just
we
a
have to return
loan?
everything.
Yeah,
The
I guess
looking
we
glass
should
we
have-
already had.
Do we?
What? When did we
What?
wait? When did we have a looking glass?
If I
Or a
remember
spyglass.
correctly, Zyra picked it up 2 missions back, 3 missions back.
oh, that's
Um,
right. So you have 2 because one came with the boat.
What?
I did.
I assumed that was the one that you were referring to. Sweet, we have a
No.
new one. Okay.
There are 2.
I don't remember picking up one, but I might be wrong.
I'm gonna take.
It was a
yours,
really, if I remember correctly, it was a really good roll on my part on a treasure.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Did I miss a
Was
section?
that where I
'Cause I have
was
no
that with the
recollection of this.
was that on the boat that we was that actually in the boat?
It might have been.
Ooh,
I think
that
it was
makes
one of the
some sense.
treasures that we were allowed to have.
Well, anyway,
We
E-
lost.
I never added it.
Ornan's out.
We lost Ornan. He's
Well.
out of both. He's out of both Discord and Roll20.
Someone want to send him a message, maybe?
There's a possibility that he ended it himself because he couldn't get back in the game for reasons unknown.
Okay then.
So 17.
17 will give you what you're seeing because the spyglass augments things to twice their size. You are looking at a series of tents, and the wisps of fire or smoke are coming from it looks like collapsible baking ovens. It's a gnomish design you've never seen before, but to try and give you the idea, you know how you have the stone baking ovens with the fire at the bottom, and then there's a stone, like, slab, and that's where you put the bread?
Okay.
These ones are made of metal and stone. It looks like a metal stand that goes around like a campfire with flaps that come down to surround the whole campfire. You can actually see the hinges.
Okay.
And there is a stone and then the opening for baking and a chimney. There are 3 or 4 of those.
So do you bake it on the top of the stone, or you bake it like in with the coals?
Nope, you bake it with the. What happens is this is it's a real thing that normally not made of metal and normally not portable, but it's actually a stone oven. And what happens is the heat coming from the fire heats the stone. Believe it or not,
A
and that's
pizza
what you
oven.
cook on. I mean, if you look up stone pizza oven, they're
So like
still used today.
yeah, so like one of the ones with the coals surrounding, and you stick the pizza in the middle.
No. The stone is over the coals.
Okay.
The fire is below the stone that's cooking everything.
All right.
and it keeps the stone at a constant temperature, and that's how the bread is baked.
Cool.
Okay.
It's like using a pizza stone.
Yeah, I am going to.
So I will, inform everybody else.
Definitely.
So yeah, there seems to be a camp over there, and they're baking pizza. Do you guys know pizza? Do we have pizza here?
I don't know what it is, but it
It's
sounds
like
good.
this thing. It's like flatbread, and there's some
You
like
can't
tomatoes
eat.
and
Doesn't
cheese.
stop me from trying.
No, it does not. So many pies. Jesus Christ. What's your new
You
obsession?
know,
You
I
love fast
shared
pie,
those
right?
pies with you guys. What?
Such a waste of good
Are you
food.
still obsessed with pie, or do you have a new thing?
No, he loves pie.
I haven't really bought any, but
Okay.
I shared those pies with you, so you know.
Did you? I
Everyone
thought
had.
they just ended up all over your face.
No, I shared a couple with people. I gave Zyra an apple one.
He gave
Oh
me one
yeah, that's vaguely
I
familiar.
offered you some too. You denied one, but
so long ago.
Probably. How long ago was that? Like,
that was back when we got
Uh,
stuck in the
I-
time trap.
That was a long time back.
well, yeah, but no, I'm curious about like actual time that's passed.
Possibly a couple months.
I mean-
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about.
Though
I
I'm
would put
still.
your total travel time at just about a year now.
Okay. That's
And
not
we
bad.
haven't gone through winter?
No,
The
Seasons are
summer's
weird
very
in this.
especially long. It's
Mhm.
I'm okay with this.
It's like Game
So,
of Thrones.
winter is
It's
gonna
like
be
once
hell.
Every 500 years or something.
Are we near? Are we near the equator then, or?
according to the globe drawing of Ricalo, yes.
Globe
Oh.
Dog of Bertalo?
No,
Yeah,
the
I-
colored
The globe
stone
that we-
draw the drawing of the globe.
I took down a
Oh.
drawing when we were inside of the.
So we might not get very bad winter.
May not get it at all. Not that I. Do we have a concept of winter, or?
Yeah, it gets
It
slightly cold.
gets- You know, it goes from your 75 degrees down to 65. But your days are generally between, 68 and 70
So there's
on a
cool-
daily basis.
Okay. So it's like a cooler time of year, but maybe not.
Right, exactly. So this is what I was talking about if you guys are on your map.
Sick.
I want to build one of those in a backyard, but I don't have a yard
Only
to put
with
it in.
this one, the fire is above where you're baking for some reason.
I still want to build one.
I am going to make one for our patio. But anyway, in this case, it's made of metal and collapsible.
So collapsible. Good. Good.
The metal on top of it is collapsible for transport. Yes.
Yes.
In any case, can we see anybody anywhere nearby?
Yes, through the spyglass, through the looking glass, you see your eye. What the fuck are you doing? Through your spyglass, you see, excuse me, several people mucking about. There are some carts, but they're hand carts. There's no horses or anything. You don't see anything moored to the side, but you do see that most of the goods are on the shore. And there's just stuff piled in the carts. There's no organization. This is definitely not a merchant camp.
So
The
this might.
people are armed, but that's nothing new. You're in the wilds. So there's no really there's no like skull and crossbones waving or any way to know that these are pirates. But there is a lot of goods on the shore in hand carts, unorganized. And then there are your typical canvas tents and some of those, 3 or 4 of those collapsible ovens. This is a
This
mobile
is-
camp, and it looks like it's mobile by push cart, which means they probably don't go on land.
Is there
Otherwise,
any
it'd be horses.
ships nearby? Out of
Hmm.
curiosity.
Not
Are
at
there
the
any-
moment.
Did we ever get a description of what these guys might look like?
I mean, crappy
Pirates.
ships, but
They're
otherwise.
humanoid. I mean, if you put they're a mix of humanoid races. You have half elves, you have humans, you have gnomes, you have halflings. Basically, half orcs. Everything is represented here,
So we
except
might have kinda-
dragonborn and tiefling. And there's no
So we might have kinda put-
elementals and there's no angels.
And probably no Warforged.
No warforged. And no
There are
dwarves.
not- There are not a lot of Warforges in this world, apparently.
It's almost like they were all destroyed millennia ago.
Hey, I resent that.
Well,
So anyway, we might have cut them with their pants down because there's no boats around, it seems, and they're just kind of lots of loot.
You
I'm not-
notice that they are
with-
armed with pistol and sword. Short sword or cutlass.
I mean,
No.
if there were to be a stereotype of pirates in this world, these guys would look a lot like that stereotype.
He's not wrong.
They appear to have pistols and curved swords.
Should we make our presence
Some of them have
known
cutlass,
or
the other ones have
keep
short
it
swords.
on?
can we see any ships nearby?
Victor, or 1092 already asked that. The answer was no.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't hear the answer.
Shall we make our presence known, or shall we stay unknown for a while and just
Your presence is
an eye.
already known as Victor puts his spyglass around. He sees that somebody on the shore, also with a spyglass, seems to be like a lookout.
Oh.
On a bit of a platform built really rickety. The platform, you can tell when he moves, is shaking. And it's only like, I don't know, 3 feet above the ground, which, why the fuck would they do that? But they did. And
Don't
he's
judge them.
scanning, and you can see as he's scanning, he stops right at you.